Hello, everyone, and welcome to something new. I'm gonna try and gonna try to be very consistent with, which is a daily diary or a daily video blog. I'm not gonna try everything, so a daily video blog. I have been typing a blog on a write the number two remember.blogspot.com, which is where you will find this video along with this YouTube channel, Right to Remember. Um, and so let me give you some background because this is going on YouTube. So please excuse this part of my blogger peeps. I started this process a couple weeks ago. Um, and it consists of two main things. Basically, the blog shows my daily adventures, if you will, in a way that represents a college student, from the point of view of a college student, excuse me. And one of the main things is this idea of basically accepting or putting, I wouldn't say necessarily putting, but I would say accepting someone into my life that knows nothing to little about me. And basically, this idea came from a couple of different people who had brought it up to me, um, along with um, it was kind of brought up from a book I read called How We Roll, and I think it's a very interesting book about two individuals by the name of Tim Wambach and Mike Burks, and it just shares their experiences, how Tim basically explored the idea of being a school assistant for Mike, who had or has cerebral palsy, and I think it just shows how much a friendship can grow over a period of time. And I think it was a superb idea, and I think obviously it it wasn't it wasn't meant to be. It was just fate that brought them together, if you will. And I think it taught Tim a lot, and it showed how strong a friendship can be, and it can grow from extraordinary circumstances such as the one they faced. Um, and I thought it was a great idea, and I think that I live quite an entertaining life in quite a busy life, and don't like to go into very many public details about it. As I've talked with many of my YouTube viewers about in the past, um, just due to the fact I love privacy and I love being private about some things. But to give you some background, I do have cerebral palsy. Those of you who are watching this for the first time or viewing this on my blog, um, I was born with cerebral palsy. Well, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at 7 months, um, and excuse me, 6 months, and it was based on the fact that my mom saw that I wasn't acting like a normal 6-month-old, and I wasn't doing the normal things that a 6-month-old did. She took me to the doctor, and from there I was diagnosed. And it's funny because that doctor that diagnosed me is still my primary care physician today, 20 years later. And it's quite funny. I just had breakfast with her, a few months ago, and she was here in Charlotte. Just an FYI, I'm from the Outer Banks, which is a little island off the coast of North Carolina. I now go to school at Johnson Wales University in Charlotte, which is where I am sitting right now. I am studying marketing, and basically, I was one of the very first students to attend this college in a wheelchair, if you will, and I think that the school is growing as far as handicap accessibility goes. And I saw that it was a brand new campus. Well, somewhat, it was opened in 2004, and it is a somewhat new campus. Um, and I liked that. And when I came to tour, people were very open. It seemed like, and it seemed very, very handicap accessible, which is obviously something I looked for in every college that I explored. And so that's why I'm here. And so going back to the reason for doing these videos and these blogs, I think it's important for people to see the life of someone who is facing a physical disability, um, and is also in college, which is a huge thing. Um, and I saw a statistic, and it's going to be very, you know, I guess common sense to say that a lot of people with physical disabilities do not attend college because, one, they are not necessarily, they start attending but they don't feel accepted, or two, they don't feel it's possible. And I just wanted to be that voice and to say that it is possible. However, there will be challenges, um, and there will be speed bumps, or what I like to call speed bumps, along the way. And I think that if you have the um, ability and they have the will to get over the speed bumps, you will, and everyone will. Um, and so in the previous posts, I talked about another aspect of this process, and another reason why I wanted to do this. I wanted a person to come into my life, if you will, not knowing me at all, not knowing anything about me. And that was very, very difficult. And I basically wanted that person to learn more about me and to see what it's like for someone with a physical disability. And that was a very difficult thing, to find someone that doesn't really know me. I'm a very, very active student on the Johnston Wells Charlotte campus, and I I know a lot of people, and a lot of people know of me. So it's very, very difficult. So I had one class in mind that I was going to focus my search on, and that was with the freshman incoming class. I had the privilege and honor of being an orientation leader this past summer. And during that, I began my hunt for that right person to enter into my life and to learn a little bit. And a person who I thought, um, not necessarily needed to see what it's like um, for someone that's not like them. Um, but I wanted to see them to see that anything is possible in the long run. And I chose a person by the name of Brandon Fotopoulos. He's a very, very cool cat from Toms River, New Jersey. And he is a business administration major here at Johnston Wells Charlotte. And what I saw, and during my hunt, I looked for a few different things, as mentioned before in the blog. I looked for, is this person kind of caring? Does he seem open? Does he seem to be open about accepting different things into his life? And I think that just the talk I had with him for a very brief minute in orientation, I doubt he even remembers this, but I was sitting at the front desk I was on front desk duty at the dorm building for orientation night, just to make sure everything was going well, monitoring everyone. And he was sitting there, and I had the privilege of, not privilege, but I had the opportunity to talk to him one-on-one a little bit, not very much. It was a brief conversation, and just from that brief conversation I felt like he was the one that would be spot on for this role, and to be spot on for this new adventure, and which is the adventure of accepting someone that doesn't know anything about me into my life, and teaching them about that, and then for me to express it to you all, the viewers and readers of my blog, what that experience is like for not only myself but for him as well. And I have to do that and I hope it opens a lot of eyes in the end. Again, I live a very crazy life. Just because I'm in a wheelchair has never stopped me, and I hope that um, he sees that anything is possible in the end, and that just because I may look or act different than him, I am far, far from, um, to say the least. Um, we may have different traits, different characteristics, or whatever, but I'm just like a normal 20-year-old guy who wants the same things out of his college experience um, that he does, and I hope it teaches him um, the necessary skills, if you will, to um, have a new step in the caringness that he already has, if you will. I don't know if that made any sense at all, but if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. But I think that he will have the opportunity to join me at a lot of my events that I attend every year, which is a lot. He will have the ability to um, experience my life, basically, and in a different aspect, if you will, but experience what I go through, and um, if he is willing to do this, and I'm not saying that a strong, like I mentioned before in a blog, that it's going to build a strong friendship, and if you're expecting that, please don't, because I don't know if it will. It would be great. I'm just going to repeat everything I said in that blog, and I said this, it would be great if that formed. I'm very open to new friendships, and I love friendship, and I think it's such a great thing. But more importantly, this is about, sure, if it forms that friendship, great, but more importantly, it's about um, me learning something about someone who is necessarily not like me, meaning outside of a wheelchair and able-bodied, but for him to learn something new about someone else as well. And I think this experience will help us, me and him as well, both of us, learn and grow as individuals. Um, and hopefully it'll be a very rewarding experience for the both of us. So, with a little intro video like that, I will stop this intro video and go on to an actual video. And I encourage all of the YouTube viewers, I'm not going to reiterate every blog that I've posted. I've only posted 2, so you haven't missed much. I'm going to start brand new, because I am going to be posting this in my blog as well. Instead of typing, and I may type some, it's going to be a mixture, and I'll explain why in the next video. But I'm going to add on to the previous blog, so if you would just go back to my blog, follow me. If you want, you don't even have to follow me, you can just read. I don't know the whole following thing yet, I'm new to Blogger, so I don't know. But read the previous post when I posted and see where this adventure is so far going. And it's going to take a little bit of time for that second aspect, the aspect of I talked about with Brennan Fotopoulos joining me, if you will, just because it takes a lot. I'll explain this a little bit more in the next video, but it takes a lot to become accepting, which is unfortunate to someone like me, and we explain in more details again in the next video. But right now, again, go to aride@2remember.blogspot.com and read my previous post. That would be greatly appreciated, and it'll give you a better or firm understanding of the videos to come. So, again, everyone, thank you for watching Aride to Remember. Please feel free to comment if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Bye-bye.